Greetings, fam. Thank you for the time. If you're seeing this, it's 2024. It's a brand new year. It is a marking time that gives us an opportunity to start again and go in a better direction. For me personally, I'll be 50 this year, half a century on the planet, and I have to face that most of my days are behind me and I have less days in front of me. But maybe it was the way that I came up. I am the youngest of 5 siblings. All my siblings and I share the same 2 parents. We were raised by Southern Christians, denomination Pentecostal holiness. So I do believe in God. I know the difference between right and wrong, and I know the difference between moral and immoral. When you have a foundation like that, when you have a background like that, you will always have a struggle, especially if you're not living right, because you will hear the voice of what you know has to be God calling you, messing with you, pulling you to get yourself together and embrace action on your responsibilities and your duties. And as I see time moving forward, I know that I'm not going to be on this planet forever. So it's more important to me now that I not just hear the voice, but that I also obey the voice. It's important to me that I go on record with my official positions. It's important to me that I tell you what has been exposed to me so that you can have this information and have choices, and then I can just get out of the way. Now, I ran from this responsibility and I tried everything to distract myself. I tried traveling, I was shopping, I tried women, weed. And I mean, with my background, I done got rich and went broke selling dope. They never got me behind the walls. I managed to never have to do any time in prison, and I wasn't a snitch. But God just knew what I could deal with and what I couldn't deal with. So I managed to come back up legally through hard work and through a skill that my dad gave me with the paintbrush. Now, I know that God was on my back, but I was telling God that, look, I hear you and I know that what you're saying is right, but nobody wants to hear this from me. People's going to think this is corny. You know what I mean? Nobody don't want to hear this. And I'm running around trying to distract myself, but really I was on a mission to self-destruct. I was hitting all kind of walls, and I started breaking down to submission to what I was hearing God telling me. I even started working on some of the production to convey some of the stuff that God was on my back about, but I still had an attitude where I was going to do it my way. And then one day I was working and I just couldn't get stuff to line up right. And I slammed my hands down on the table and I literally said out loud, I don't want to do this. And right then at that point, the voice got real personal with me, loud and clear in my ear. And he said, Wayne, I'm not playing with you. This is not a game. I choose the seasons, and the clock is ticking for you. He said, Dwayne, he put the D on my name that time. He said, Dwayne, the only question for you is, are you going to obey me and go on the record and be remembered for the positions and the stand that you take here and now, or are you going to stay comfortable in your fear and when you're not here, be forgot about a month after you're gone? So I chose to stand and I chose to go on the record. I'm choosing to say what nobody don't want to hear, but what everybody know is true. That me, that you, that us, that we have an ignorant and rotten culture. We have a culture that is noxious to the future of our children and our standing in society. We play with God and we play church, but God ain't playing with us. He chooses the seasons and the clock is ticking. We celebrate the worst in our behavior: uncontrollable, irresponsible sex, materialism. We look up to, and we lead our children to look up to, strippers and rappers, because we know that children learn by example. I'm guilty too. We have almost no comprehension whatsoever of our civic duty. We have aligned ourselves with the political party that uses our race and our racial struggle in this country to advance an evil agenda, an agenda that is in total opposition to enterprising black people or entrepreneurs that's willing to get out here and work. With our vote, we say yes to normalizing weird sexual behaviors in grown-ups. With our vote, we say yes to confusing our children sexually in school curriculum. We say yes to pretending that racism and that the KKK, the skinheads, and the police are burning crosses on our lawns and killing us for sport. So much so that we can barely go outside without getting killed. When we know that black men are killing other black men faster than the KKK, faster than the skinheads, faster than the police, faster than any toothless cracker riding around with a Confederate flag on the back of their truck, we killing each other faster than that. With our vote, we say yes to the sinister plans of the Democrat to murder the future opportunities of our children by bringing in over 5 million illegal immigrant children that will have to be educated in the classrooms with our children and grandchildren. Over 8.5 million medically unchecked illegal immigrants came in this country in less than 3 years. Those people need food, they need shelter, they need health care, they need education. The illegals who aren't supposed to be here, please give them all our resources. And no, we don't want any of the resources for ourselves and for our children. Now I know you do not want to hear this. I told God, nobody don't want to hear this. I told God, black people just want to party and have a good time at any cost. We got it from the last generation and we're teaching it to the next generation. But we can break the deadly cycle. We can choose now, here, this year, in 2024, to educate ourselves and our children. We, grown folk, we can unify, we can advocate, we can press, and we can push for what our ancestors died for. We can make our citizenship that was bought and paid for with the blood of slaves mean something and stop the mass giveaway of all our children's future resources. We can detach from a political party that is using our history to destroy our future. God wants us to take this stand.